Metal Jesus here, and I am with Sergio Elisondo. How's it going, dude?
Good, man. How are you?
Dude, I'm so excited to have you on my channel because you have something pretty unique with you today.
So what we have here is real audio, real hardware. This is a first of its kind NES digital audio cartridge, and it plays real audio, not chiptunes, real audio.
That's right. This is a pretty cool thing that he has here that he has made. It's his album, and we're going to talk all about it. Let's take a look. So, first of all, tell me, I mean, you're a musician, right?
Yes.
You make music for a living.
I sure do, yes. So I'm a full-time music instructor, and I'm also a full-time music performer. I'm a multi-instrumentalist, so I play multiple instruments, and what I've done here is I've taken that skill set and I've made a full-on NES album of songs that I've personally arranged, that I've listened to, transcribed, and then turned into, you know, a different production. And again, all this is just kind of done at home on my own with my own gear and stuff. And so anyway, all that stuff was translated onto this cart. So ultimately what we have here is a full-on digital musical audio cart that it's housing real recorded instruments. It's not chiptune music. It's not anything else.
8-bit.
You don't plug it into something.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that's a good point. So this doesn't require any additional hardware. It works in every NES out there, and you can listen to your album. So I'm dying to know, like, okay, so how did this happen?
So let's see now. I think a lot of that stemmed from, so growing up, I would hear audio snippets in video games.
I remember that too.
Wheel of Fortune, wow.
For me, it was Ghostbusters. Oh. Ghostbusters!
Oh, yeah, right, exactly. So it stemmed from, you know, that concept, and also the passion and drive of wanting to like translate these 8-bit chiptune songs onto real instruments. Those two combined, you know, years later would eventually bring me to this.
Now, and you are a big NES collector. You told me that. So
yes.
You have every game, every licensed game except for one.
Stadium Events.
Which is like a lot of people, right?
Yes, unfortunately I don't have that. But the way this all came about is I was actually tricked by a friend a while back where he was like, hey man, I have a Stadium Events prototype. I'm like, oh, so cool.
Like the last game you need.
Yeah, and he was like, I'm gonna pop this in. I'm like, oh, I'm so excited, let's see this. Pops it in, and then what's his, Rick
Astley.
Yes.
Rick rolled. He Rick rolled you.
Yes, he did. I heard a snippet of music playing for, it was like a loop for about 10 seconds, and it was real recorded audio. I'm like, oh.
The Rick roll backfired.
Yes, I'm like, what if we turn those 10 seconds into 20 minutes? Is that possible?
Huh.
And then I started asking questions. You know, I started asking friends on Nintendo Age, is this possible? How would we do this? Like, what can, you know, what do we do?
What are the limitations,
yes.
and how do we get past those?
Exactly, and sure enough, there were answers.
Right. So you obviously created, as a musician, you created the original WAV files, right? So, and WAV files, just so you guys don't know, I mean, those are huge, uncompressed files that a lot of music comes in, but it would never fit on a cartridge.
Nope.
So walk me through, so what happens after you hand off WAV file?
So ultimately, I send the WAV file off to Shiru, and then Shiru takes that file, or takes the files, and ultimately creates a ROM out of it. I mean, he built the playlist, he built the functions, he built all that. You know, him and I worked directly together to create this...
all the software.
The functions of how it's going to work.
Yeah.
He did all the software. I just helped him with the ideas.
Sure,
hey,
sure.
Let's
You're the artist.
Do this, let's do that.
Yeah.
You know, but he did all the hard work. And then from there, Shiru then sent it off to Retro USB, where at Retro USB, they engineered a whole new, you know, board. A whole new board, all custom hardware to hold this custom ROM. It's specifically a 64 megabyte ROM, which is bigger than even your Chinese pirates that are like, you know, 501s, 1001s.
Right, they pack all these games on.
Yeah, well, exactly. And these guys are essentially, and I think max at like 32 megabytes from my understanding. You know, it might be bigger, but as far as I know,
most games
would
never get that large.
No, exactly.
Huh,
so
that's so cool. So you have your album released on this, but what songs? I mean, what did you do?
So there were some classics that were special to me. You know, some might see it as like, oh, that's like the standard stuff. You know, it's not super special. But to me, I really dug themes like River City Ransom, boss fight theme. Like that to me spoke, you know, it just spoke to me.
Yeah.
And then stuff like Super Mario Brothers, the main theme. Like I loved that as a kid. You know, and it's well known, and to me, I just, you know, spoke to me. So then there was stuff like the underground theme.
I know.
I love that one.
And it's all echoey too.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love that. And you know, there's a couple others, Contra, you know,
Mega Man,
of course, some of the classics.
And so you basically took those original, you know, NES classics, and then you remade them yourself and playing all the different instruments.
Sure did, yeah. I'm making sure that I'm like as accurately as possible translating
because
this music.
You love these songs.
Yes, they mean something to me. You know, so.
Wow, that's crazy. So when you pop this into your NES, a menu comes up, and what happens?
So essentially, you're greeted with a playlist. And in the playlist, you have the option of selecting what track you want to listen to. Now, in that option, or in that list, you'll have options as to how the playlist is going to play. You have things like order, track, all, repeat, random. So you have, you know, ways of manipulating the
Which is
the
pretty
playlist.
cool.
Yeah, it's on the NES, right? So it's still pretty
yeah.
neat. And so once you're actually in and you're playing the music, you will have the ability to fast forward, rewind, stop, play, pause, and you can also play it in slow motion. Yeah,
which is pretty funny, actually. Which is kind of cool, though, if you wanted to, you know, potentially learn these songs. I mean, that to me, I think, is the music instructor coming out a little bit.
Right, yeah, it's a little bit. So I wanted you guys to hear, like, all my mistakes. No, I try to sharpen it up as much as possible, so you won't hear anything.
So, I think people are probably dying to know, where can they buy it? How much does it cost?
So you can actually pick this up at retrousb.com.
And
it comes CIB'd, by the way. So it comes with the cart, it comes with the booklet, the little styrofoam, the sleeve, all the good stuff inside there for $45, retro USB. And yeah, I mean, please check it out.
Oh, absolutely. It's such a cool, one of a kind. I mean, it blew me away. So it's so cool, dude. And then also you have a YouTube channel.
I do. Please check out my channel, Sergio and the Holograms. The URL is my first and last, or it's going to be youtube.com/Sergio Elisondo. But to make things easier to find me, just Sergio and the Holograms, you'll find me. So.
Yeah, and we'll put a link down in the description below. And you guys should definitely check it out, because in addition to information about this, you have a bunch of videos of you performing these songs.
Oh, yeah.
As all the different instruments. It's really cool. And I'm showing some of this in this video as well. So you guys are going to definitely check it out. So, all right, man, thanks so much for coming on and talking about this. I was so excited. All right, guys, thanks very much for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing, and take care.
Hey guys, Sergio here. If you guys want to see these songs performed or you want to learn how to play them, please visit my channel, Sergio and the Holograms. Special thanks to everybody that worked on the team, Shiru, Bunny Boy, Retro USB, Dana Nintendo Age, and Crunchy Pixel for the art. And a major special thanks to Metal Jesus for having me on his show. Thanks, guys.